Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our graphic novel for today is Hellboy Into the Silent Sea by Dark Horse Comics. Now this is the third novel in this series. This came out in 2017, so maybe there'll be more in the future. I forgot the name of the series. It'll be in the title. Now there is violence, killing, sea monsters, dead people, skeletons. Love skeletons. And weird stuff in this one. Weird shit. So if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright. Now, let's quickly go to the names. I'll put them here. I'll show them to you. If it comes out too blurry later, I'll just write them on screen. Yeah, there we go. So the story is by Mignola and Gianni. Ugh, I probably butchered that. The art is by Mr. Gary as well. Colors are by Dave Stewart. Letters are by Clem Robbins. And cover art is by Mike Mignola with Dave Stewart. And publisher is Mike Richardson. And there's the editor and everyone else. I do hope this comes out clear in the video. Oh, we'll see later. Yeah, so there we go. That's everyone responsible. Alright. I found this in my local bookstore. I was very excited. I finally finished reading it. Very short. Okay, so our story starts with a dead sea. Or I don't know, we're in some kind of sea. It looks like a graveyard for ships. You see all these old rotten ships around. And then we see Hellboy coming, not coming, he's on some island, and he's pushing a sailboat into the water, and gets in it, and he starts sailing until he until from behind him we see a big ship approaching. He looks behind him, and then things turn black. He wakes up chained with... why am I not catching up? He's chained to a pole. You know, like in the ship, you have the main pole. Or... towing. Yeah, the main pole. So he's tied to that with chains, with ropes, everything, the whole shebang. They even conveniently have handcuffs. One to fit his stone hand, and one to fit his regular hand. Which I only thought about it later. Wait, how did they have that on standby? Did they just conveniently make it? But yes, he's chained and tied up. And around him there's the crew, there's the captain, and all of his other crew, the mates of the ship. So the captain starts saying he's gonna make a lot of money selling Hellboy, because he's this weird creature. Also, another thing to note on the ship is they don't have any sails on the ship. Not one. But the ship is still moving ahead. But no one's rowing it, even. It just moves ahead. So I guess in the beginning you should already sense that something's not entirely right there. But yes, he starts talking about it. One of his shipmates begins to protest. He's saying that they have to not get rid of Hellboy. If they continue with this and take him to land to sell him, they're all doomed. The captain disagrees with him and shoots him in the head. So that was that. Poor guy. He orders the other mates to take the body to prepare it for burial. I guess they'll just throw him into the ocean in a coffin, I think. But based on what we see later on. Then Hellboy starts talking to him. The captain is a bit shocked. And he says, "Oh, you're talking. That'll make me even more money." He's at least happy about that. Starts talking to Hellboy. Hellboy asks him, "Hey pal, funny question, but what year is this?" And the captain's like, "What year do you think it is?" And then we learn that Hellboy has left the BPRD in 2001. And he tells us that he's been in Africa, he's been in 2 other places, which there's a little balloon to tell you what books you need to find to read about that. So that's really cool. I think about it, I don't know how the whole timeline really works. And to catch up on my Hellboy. But yeah, see, in this time, in this story, he has left the BPRD. I do wonder why. It's probably long after the professor passed away. Sorry, it hasn't passed away. He's been killed. But yeah, I think it's a long time after that, probably. Yes. Well, back to that. The captain obviously thinks Hellboy's nuts, and that's it. He leaves him. That doesn't talk to him anymore. Well, Hellboy's there baking in the sun 1 minute, and then the next, a little boy whispers, gives him, not a container. Okay, this, I'm forgetting words. A handle. A handle they would use to pour you some water or some beverage. Anyway, he's holding one like this, and he gives it to Hellboy so he'll drink some water. And we learn that his name is William, and he has a dog called Mr. Kip. So he tells him, hurry and drink before she comes. And Hellboy asks him, before who comes? And he says, this lady. And he tells us about the crew, how they're a superstitious bunch. And then there's this lady who they say is the devil herself. And he also tells Hellboy what the crew thinks about him. Obviously, they all find him weird, and some are sure he's the devil. Well, can't blame him on that one. And then this mysterious lady appears. Just as the boy says, they think she's the real devil. And she says the devil is a myth. That's her over there. I'll later show her. I won't show everything in this book. I mean, it did come out in 2017. But still, just in case, I won't show all of it. Yeah, so she comes out and she starts talking to Hellboy. And we learn that she belongs to this secret society. I'll leave their name here, I just don't remember it. But what they do is, their goal is to uncover myths. And that's why she's on this ship. The ship is called the Rebecca. She tells Hellboy, I'm the true captain. I'm here to find... anyway, she tells us about one of her journeys. They were in they found a Hyborian society, not a live one, but they found their tombs and everything. And they went into one tomb and they found this body, and they took the body back to, I'm not sure where. They took it back and they put it into some machine. Not completely a machine. They put it in the chair. Something is holding up the head, and there's not a record player. What am I saying? There's oh man, what is it called? What they used to put the vinyl records in. A record player? No. Yes, maybe. Yeah, let's go with record player. It plays it. It gets the sound out. I should probably put that here for later as well, what I meant. Yes, they start making it work. That lady's there and a bunch of other gentlemen, and they ask the man. I'm pretty sure it's a man that they found. Can you hear me? What is your name? So he starts by saying, my name doesn't matter. And he tells them about his society, how, their king was their god and only he knew the truth. And how they lived, and how life was good, but some of their people thought that their lack of knowledge made them slaves. So they decided to summon this great snake. I'm also going to leave the name of the snake here because I don't remember how to say it. And that snake gave them the knowledge. Very Adam and Eve-like, I thought. Snake coming to give you knowledge and then shit gets fucked up. So yes, the snake came and brought them knowledge, but it didn't bring them the freedom that they thought they would get, or the happiness, I suppose. And I guess that's what ended their society. They do have a point when they say ignorance is blessed sometimes, don't they? That's it, he said, the body said, I'll tell you no more, put me back into the darkness. So does that mean he was still alive? Now, the way the body was, it wasn't inside a tomb. It was sitting on top of a tomb, and it had a golden case around it in the shape of a man. So that's it. David and Hellboy then mentions when she finishes the story, yeah, if you go to a snake for advice, something's gonna go wrong. Something in those lines. So that's why this lady's on this ship. She wants to summon the snake again. She believes that the snake is alive and she wants answers from the snake. The snake is a lady snake. At that point, Hellboy also asks her, release me, lady. And she asks, well, you won't try to escape? And he's like, where? Where would I escape to? They're in the middle of nowhere. Oh yeah, she also has this, you can see it here. This, not flashlight. Apparently this lamplight that's attached to her and it works with electricity. It's actually quite cool. The society seems to have those. I thought that was very neat. Now, while they're talking, we go down below the deck, and we see that the guy that was killed earlier is being prepared to build a casket for him, and then he wakes up. And then the guy who's making the casket turns around like, blind me, mate, you gave me a fright. I love how chilly he is that a body just woke up. I mean, I say, you look pretty good for someone who's been shot in the head just a few hours ago. Yeah, again, by this you should also know that something here is not entirely right. He's so calm about it. Then the guy that was killed kills that guy that was preparing the coffin. And then he goes about below the deck and starts killing the other mates. Until he gets up top. It's as Hellboy and the lady are talking, suddenly Mr. Kib the dog jumps out, starts growling. As if she's about to say something, the lady. We never get her name. And then a head is thrown near Hellboy and the lady. And then this guy comes out. And all the other mates are trying to catch him. The captain's like, half of my salary for who can detain this man. The captain gets hit and flown off, and he drops the keys to Hellboy's shackles. Hellboy yells at William. By the way, Hellboy tells William his name is Joe. Oh, before that, he makes a reference to the Moby Dick. He says, call me Ishmael. William unlocks the main lock on Hellboy's bounds, and after that, Hellboy releases himself and starts fighting the dead guy. And they're fighting. Hellboy manages to. He's also been tied Hellboy with anchors, so he wouldn't be able to move at all. So Hellboy grabs the chain of one of these, wraps it around the guy's head, and sends him flying into... Not flying, sends him down the ocean. I'm pretty sure he has an anchor to it, because the way he gets pulled down, it's quite fast. It was just regularly tossed. So he's like, okay, we're done with that. The other mates are suspicious of him. After what they've seen now. Now they keep sailing, and the weather gets worse. It begins to rain and to storm, and they end up going right into some rocks, crashing near them. They hear laughing or coughing. That's my dad. Right, they crash there. At least they're now on land, and then suddenly... It's like straight from a Lovecraftian nightmare. Sea creatures rise and start climbing on the ship, grabbing them. You got everything. Crabs, squids, whatever you want. It's all there. And they start grabbing the mates, killing them. The captain gets grabbed and, I guess, eaten at some point. Chaos all around. Hellboy saves Kip, keeps fighting them. The dead guy comes back again, but Hellboy impales him with a harpoon. Meanwhile, the lady's like pissed off. Quickly, turn on the signal. She has this signal to summon the snake. Everyone around her are busy. I was like, lady, they're a little busy at the moment. You got 2 hands. Go do it yourself. To be fair, she looks really sickly. I'll show you her inside. She's got these curls, but her head's covered, so I wonder if the top of her head is bald. Maybe. She lights the signal, and then they start hearing the noises, awful noises, by the description, and then this giant motherfucking snake appears. That doesn't look like this snake. It doesn't have a head. It looks more like maybe a sea creature, more like as well. So the lady's standing there, and Hellboy's like, lady, this is a bad idea. The snake approaches her. It's right above her head. She said, I'm your friend. I'm not afraid of you. I want to know the answers. I want the knowledge. So then this thing is above it, and then the lady, I think she realizes it might not be the snake she was looking for, but it's too late because the snake swallows her. I think so. Yeah, he swallows her whole, and then pulls itself away from the ship, and still got her light, her lamp dangling out of its mouth like some spaghetti. And then it goes down back into the ocean where it came from. All the other sea creatures start to leave as well. I guess now that the snake has eaten, they're all like, alright, we're gonna fuck off then, yeah. Hellboy has William on his shoulders. He's asking, are you okay? And William asks Hellboy, is this really over, Joe? I was like, I hope so. Hellboy turns to the other mates to ask them, some of the ones that are remaining there. But they seem to suddenly act all weird, and then they turn around and he sees that they're starting to decay and turn into skeletons. So does William on his shoulders, and so does Kip. Suddenly Hellboy is surrounded by skeletons. And then he himself begins to decay and turns also into a skeleton. Oh, it's that point when they're fighting the Lovecraftian monstrosities. Hell was like, this is a dream, I want to wake up right now. Now we get to Now back to his decaying, and we see him. There's nothing but a skeleton, and then he wakes up. So this was, in fact, a dream, which explains the lack of sails, the handcuffs that were, almost not almost, but were specifically made for Hellboy's hands. Hellboy wakes up and starts sailing again. Starts rowing and going, and a ship he passes, we see that on it says the Rebecca. So that ship does exist. Why did Hellboy dream of it? That's another question. Yes, he just goes past it, and that's it. That's the end. Well, that was our story. Now, I enjoyed this one a lot. I really wish there was more about the society, the ladies, and again, I'll leave the name here. Yeah, I wish we could have more about that. That's an interesting one. Like, how did this lady detain the ship? Oh, if it even exists. I mean, it wasn't Hellboy's dream, so maybe it wasn't real. Well, I wish it was. It sounds very, very cool. I see this lady travel to all these places and all that. So yeah, this was a good story. Gave some Lovecraft vibes, which I also enjoyed after reading some Lovecraft. Good stuff. Interesting. One hell of an ending, though. So I wonder if this will have a continuation, maybe another book. But to be fair, I think they might not be connected to each other, just in the same series. Let's start with. There we go. Now let's go with the art. Now for the cover, I do have the cover, but naturally I'm biased. It's a Mike Mignola cover, and I love Mike Mignola's art style. So this is the style inside, which is also very cool. I mean, look at that Hellboy. That's a nice looking Hellboy. There we go. You can see him. Very good colors in here as well. And work great with the atmosphere. And there's our boy. I also forgot that the weather for him starts to change as well. So this is the ship that approaches him. You can see that it's broken, so it's not really approaching him. It is interesting why he lost consciousness, though. Yeah, so there we go. He wakes up, as you can see, chained. Chains with ropes and everything. There's our captain. Great beard. And not his name. I mean, he has a great beard if you look at it. Well, I wonder if what happened to the lady was also a reference to Moby Dick. I haven't read yet Moby Dick, but I got the whole thing of him chasing the great whale. So maybe that was here. I mean, this lady was chasing this information, and it brought her to her demise. Also, I forgot to mention Hellboy was kidnapped by mermaids, abducted, and then he was drifting at sea. Okay, there's the thing William used, and that's William, and that's Kip, or Master Kip. And I'll show you the lady and a bit more, and that's it, just in case. Yeah, there we go. There's the lady, right there. She kind of reminds me of the woman in black. Right, so there she is. And you see the way her head is, it just makes it look like she doesn't have hair. Maybe just maybe her hairline's just, I don't know, very far up. Receding, very receding. Or maybe that was just the style, I don't know. You see, she also looks really sickly. Kind of made me think maybe she was some sort of a ghost or something. So there we go. That's the guy they find in that old society. And that's the contraption I was talking about. I'm not sure how it's worked. You see, he just put his head up and somehow it transmitted his voice. Don't know. Oh yeah, that's him. That's the society. There's a serpent. Heka Imen Ra. Oh, I wonder if it's one of the serpent's Hellboy fights in Seed of Destruction. Could be. There we go. And I want to show you at least somewhat of the way the sea creatures attack them, but that's it. I look at that. That right there is a Lovecraftian nightmare. Nice. Look at that. Ooh. Yep. Okay, so that was the art. Good art. Very good. And colors. I love the design. I love how Hellboy looks. Now, when I first bought this, I thought that the lady might be the main, like, weird creature he encounters. I wish I could show you the steak, but I think that's it, just in case. This book is only a few years old, so let's not risk it. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Again, I'm kind of biased. I love Hellboy. But this was a really good story. I'll definitely get back to it when I'm in a Lovecraftian mood. It fits perfectly with that. Alright, so that's it, folks. Let me know what you thought of this one. Have you read this one? If so, leave a comment down below. And that is it. Now remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. And bring some sales with you if you ever go on a boat. Bye!